Example on how to use inspect element to find CSS that you want to include in your own custom CSS file. So everybody should have a custom.css file. It should be the last style sheet that's linked, and that's where you should be making all of your own customizations. So if you right click on a site, and here I have the example carousel site that I sent y'all, it has that fully responsive code that I've already added on my custom style sheet. So if I click on here, you can see where I have that linked. So that's right here. And I just have a tiny, tiny bit of code in there right now. But if we want to find places that we can customize it, then first we need to decide what we're looking for. So let's say I wanted to change, for instance, the color of this nav bar. Then I would right click and inspect element. So this section over here is going to be our HTML, and this section is our CSS. So if I pull down these carrots so I can see more of the HTML over here, you can see that as I curse over it with my mouse, it highlights the areas on the page that HTML controls. So this navbar wrapper, that is highlighting the whole navigation bar up there. Nav container. So all of these things are associated with our navigation up there. So if I wanted to change the color of that, for instance, I would click on any of these one elements. So the process from here is you just want to look for the CSS that you might want to change. So if I'm looking for something like background color, I'm just going to click through each of these and look through the CSS over here until I see, okay, I know if it just says color, that's just talking about text. So if I click through here, and I'm on this navbar inverse class, and that's where I see this little chunk that talks about background color. So what I would do is just steal this whole little piece of code, and I would put that in my custom.css file, and then I would change this color here, the background color, to whatever color I would want my navigation to be. So, etc. If you guys are working on your carousel, or if you want to have a different background color or font family, you just want to find the HTML element that controls that. So here's the body. That's my whole website. So if I click on that, I can see there's this little chunk of CSS that controls the font family, background color, color of the text, etc. So I would grab this piece of code, put that in my custom.css file, and change some of those values.